All right, well, the first thing that has to happen is the executive has to understand what it is that he's buying or promoting to his people. And my experience is that with new technologies, there's jargon. The jargon doesn't sound like jargon to the person who's promoting it because they're familiar with the technology, they're trained in it. But to a legacy executive, to use your term, we may have heard the term, have even a passing familiarity, but we really don't know what you're talking about. So the first thing is make clear to that executive what you're talking about. And the best way to do that, in my experience, is to use analogies or metaphors that will translate the meaning of what it is the product's all about. That's number one. Number two, you need to find out whether the product is going to be relevant to the particular area. Most people who are promoting products that I've met tell me how it's going to make us more productive or how it's going to make us more profitable. And quite frankly, in a mature business such as my law practice, we have more than enough clients. We're more interested in the quality of the clients we're getting. And so unless I can see the relevance to the product, I'm not going to get excited and I'm not going to be enrolled. On the other hand, if you say you can do the same amount of work with less effort and faster, and it's not about more clients, I'm interested in that because that goes to the quality of my life, the quality of my practice. And the third thing that has to happen is I need to understand how I'm going to be able to pitch this, translate this, enroll the other lawyers in my firm, and my staff. My experience is people, when they're familiar with their jobs, know how to do it, and you say, I want you to change how you do it, there's resistance. And so I need to know how to enroll them and get them to get excited along with me by the possibility of this new technology, knowing that there's going to be disruption, knowing there's going to be some frustrations and some breakdowns. There's a learning curve. But I need to be assisted in developing a conversation that would involve those people, the lawyers and the staff that work with them. So I've noticed when it comes to the new technologies, there's a lot of resistance around me, and I know I had my own resistance around embracing a lot of these technologies because it seemed that I didn't need them and it wasn't going to make a difference in my life until I stopped to look at the bigger context of my life. How do I stay connected to the younger lawyers in my firm? How do I stay connected to my own sons, for example? They grew up learning how to type because they had computers, and in order to play games, they had to do a typing program. It took me until I was in middle age before I learned to type because I didn't have to. We always had secretaries. So the question is, where's my motivation to put in the time and effort to learn a new technology? My experience of new technologies is they're disruptive, they slow me down because I have a learning curve. I have to get up to speed, and while I'm getting up to speed, I'm less productive than I was. There's frustrations, and I've got the other pressures on me from clients and other demands. Do I really want to put myself through the time and effort to learn this new technology? So the motivation for doing that has to be there, and some of it's personal in the sense of, I want to be connected to the generations coming up behind me. Even if I don't want to live in their world of Twitter and social media, I want to understand it and be able to relate to them. That's part of my job as a managing partner and as a father. But the other part of it is the learning curve going to be worth the frustration? I don't like feeling inadequate trying to learn something like I'm in grade 3, and I need to overcome that kind of feeling of inadequacy. I have to enroll myself in that the effort, both in time and losing productivity, is worth it because it's going to repay me down the road twofold, threefold, and ongoingly. And then I'm willing to do that. But if you think, well, I've always done it this way, I've only got a few more years to practice, let someone else learn it, and I'll just use their skills, then there's going to be ongoing resistance to learning the new technologies and embracing them.